Good morning! Hi lovely team. Good morning. It's our Sunday. It's our Sunday restore. And I think our clocks went back, forward. I don't remember. Thank goodness for iPhones. They do that for you. But yes, it's Sunday morning and I am excited to be here with you and my cousin my cousin is still there. Hi Georgia. Hi Coco. Good morning. Good morning Mui. Good morning Nicole. Yay, I'm glad you're back. We miss you. All right, so who saw my cousin yesterday? He was so excited to teach for you guys yesterday, and he got so excited when he was done. Hi Judy, good morning. If you haven't met my cousin Duke, he was yesterday here teaching for you some yoga sculpt. He said he got really sweaty, like you could smell him from far away with that suit on, that sweat. But yeah, it was fun Halloween. I hope you guys had a fun Halloween too. And here we are. It's our Sunday. I am sitting in my little comfortable chair in my very quiet studio here. And we're going to, who else is there? Oh, I know, he was kind of cool, wasn't he? His accent though, poor guy, he's still trying to, he's still trying to do it, but yes. So here am I trying to get a little bit inside of your house to say good morning and just say, let's focus in yourself today. Let's focus in you. It's a new month, right? Today's November 1st. It's a new month and we need to think about how does this month makes us feel? How does this change? Winter's coming, so who else is there? Monica! Oh my gosh, Monica, I love what you did in your house yesterday. That was my plan. We didn't have a lot of kids yesterday here. But yes, otherwise I keep talking. I would love to stay here and talk to you guys. But we can't. So what I'm gonna start today is saying, it's the month of Thanksgiving. So we're gonna start with saying some things. And don't mind my hair. I washed my hair because my hair was all white yesterday. I was a white tiger for Halloween. And so I needed to wash very late and I slept with it all wet. So here you go. Because Thanksgiving, let's say thank you. I thank you, dark nights, for you taught me to see that the dark is punctured by stars of light. I thank you, fear, for you reveal to my inherent courage and strength. I thank you, each aching part, for you reveal to me my inherent powers to heal and love what felt impossible to love. I thank you, desperate cries for help, for you reveal to me my voice and my longing for truth and awakening. I thank you, all of you. Today, this is what I think. You that is here waiting for me to teach a class, that gives me the power and the honor to share a little bit of what I know, what changed in my life, what I could help other people. And this is what I think today. I thank you. So let's start. We're gonna take some deep breaths. I'm just gonna stay here for a little bit, okay, in my chair. And you can be sitting in your chair too, or just in your mat on the floor. Have your feet on the ground. Let's start to feel grounded here. Feet on the ground. First thing, anytime you feel like overwhelmed, if you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where I am, this is the space that you want to find. Take off your shoes wherever you are. Take off your shoes and feel the ground. Remember that you are held by the earth and you are okay in where you are, okay? So feet in the ground, close your eyes, maybe move a little bit side to side. Notice your shoulders, move your shoulders, maybe move your head just so you can notice where you are in space. If there's any ache, any pain around your body, you can also move there until it feels more comfortable for you to stay still, okay? With your eyes closed, soften the back of them. Soften your tongue, soften your jaw, soften your neck, soften your chest. And I like to touch sometimes just so I can see where they are in space. Soften your belly, soften your legs, maybe your shoulders, okay? And then taking some deep breaths to arrive into your body. For some people, taking breaths are so hard, especially in this time of the year and this time of our humanity, what we're going through. Hi, Megan. So feel the sit bones touching if you're sitting in the chair or wherever you're sitting. Feel the sit bones as you breathe. And let this energy of the breath elevates all the way to the chest and down. And up. And if you have any constrictions in the nose, that helps too. Just thinking about the focus in the nostrils, that can open the passage in the nostrils, okay? So keep taking those deep breaths. Are you able to relax your legs where you are? Are you able to soften your shoulders as you breathe in? Are you able to relax the back of your neck as you breathe out? Beautiful, guys. All right, let's start some moving, okay? So if you're sitting in a chair or on the floor, I want you to cross. If you're on the floor, cross your legs. If you're in the chair, you're going to slide your hands towards your knees. And then you're going to fold forward until you can't anymore. So all the way down, right? Then when your hips start to talk to you, you're going to press your hands to your legs and rolling the spine up. And then as you come all the way up, you reach the arms overhead. Exhale, bring the hands together and fold forward again, hands down. Exhale, fold towards your legs. Press your hands and round your back. Inhale, reaching the arms up together, fold over your legs. Now the help of your hands to press yourself back up. That's very important. So you're not using your back muscles. We inhale, reach it up. And then we're going to stay here for now. Bring both hands to your chest. Pressing really into the heart, trying to feel the heartbeat. Try to feel the expansion in your chest as you breathe. All right, on the floor or on your chair, you're gonna bring that right knee to your chest and round your back. Exhale, we're gonna go right away to the other side, but as you release slowly your feet back down to the mat. Don't let it just flop, so you engage in your core muscles. Very gently, of course. You bring it towards you, and then do 2 more of those. Exhale, bring the knee towards the chest, roll the shoulders down. And then we do 1 more time. Right knee to your chest. Nice. And then let's focus a little bit in the shoulders and the neck before we go to our mats. We're gonna reach the arms all the way up to the sky, interlace your fingers, and press them up. Again, notice what is the feeling that reaches up or down to your shoulders. And then notice your head, maybe move side to side. Very gently. So we're not just open the arms here and the shoulders, but the fingers too. Okay, you can see my palms, but they're like this. So you're trying to press the palms up, and then you look I'm in a very dark place here, guys. I have my lights off just to get the mood, a little bit more mood. All right, right hand to the left elbow. Most important is your spine. Can you lengthen your spine but without sassing your butt back? So bring the low belly in so it lengthens the back, okay, the low back. And then you just pull a little bit, don't force, okay? So you pull a little bit that left arm towards the right with your right hand. And then you bend just again. Don't force it, just a little bit until your rib cage starts to say, ooh, I can feel this, my skin can feel this. Good morning for whoever is just logging in, saying hi. Hi, happy November, everybody. And then we bring it back. And then let's do it to the other side. And I know some people have a very hard problem keeping their arms up. You can always have some time to bring your arms down and relax a little, okay? Now left hand holds the right elbow. We pull it just a little to the other side and you breathe. And then when you're ready, you start to open that right side rib cage. And then you take another breath. And then you bring it back. Ooh. Now have your palms facing up and notice what is happening to your shoulders. Notice that cold or warm sensation in your shoulders. As you take another breath. Now start to notice your neck. Just by straightening it up, just by letting the top of the head face the sky. And then bring your hands to the side of your neck and interlace your fingers behind you, or maybe just like this, right? Just behind you in a comfortable place. And then you look side to side. And then maybe you start to massage side to side your neck. Keep your legs relaxed. And then we let the head go. And then we slide the palms all the way to the back of the head. And then you hold here. If you can let the weight of your arms in your hands go to your head, try this. Just try it. And then you press your head into your hands and open your elbows to the sides. And then open the chest up. And then let's do a few more of those. We exhale, close. Let the head be heavy. And then we open again. Reach the elbows out. Lift the chin up. And then exhale. I always say if you don't take anything from this class, at least you're breathing. At least you're breathing deeply. And if that's what you took today, that's already a lot of progress. And you're doing wonders for your body. One more time. Inhale. And of course your mind. Exhale. All right, now we can go to our mats. I'm going to take this away. So see my mat over there, guys? Yes, that's where we're going to go. So I have my nice blanket. So I hope you guys have blankets and maybe blocks too. All right, we're gonna start here in our hands and knees. We're gonna do some rounds of cat and cow. And our cat, your cat, make it a very angry cat. Tuck your toes. And as you reach the spine all the way up, you bring the chin towards the chest and you try to make as big as a round as you can. As big of a rainbow as you can with your back. And then again, notice how it feels. Take another breath here. And then we're going to do the opposite, but the opposite today, we're going to surrender the forearms down to the floor. And then drop your belly, feeling the shoulders. Try to sink into your shoulders too. Just notice how it feels. And I'll bring your hands back to your mats and then round your back, really deep rounding, looking towards the belly. Awesome. I'm going to turn this way so you can see me, okay? Now from here, guys, use one of your props. If you have maybe just a chair, you can use your chair. You bring that block to the right side and extend the left leg all the way. So I have my right knee on the floor and my left foot extended. Now instead of bringing your foot in, try to send your toes away. So away from your knee, away from your hip. So trying to point your toes. And then drop the balls of your left foot down on the ground. Now here you should start to feel the opening in the left hip joint. Now I have my highest level, my block, but you might have your second, and just see how it feels. Open up the chest, reach the left arm all the way up to the sky, and start to surrender your arms slowly down. So your pinky fingers facing the floor. And then you're stretching. Imagine that someone is pulling by that upper hand, okay? And someone is stepping on your left foot. So keep breathing here. One more gentle breath. Nice. Now the left hand goes down to the floor, okay? The right foot goes in and the left knee goes down too. You're gonna slide the right knee all the way to the right side, guys. Are you following this? You're gonna slide the right knee all the way to the right. So the inner knee is on the floor. The knee is trying to move away from that hip, okay? Taking another breath in. Now I have a thing for you to try, okay? Instead of us going to a pretzel, you can bring the block, if you have something or just a pillow, right underneath your shoulder, the left shoulder. So we have the right leg bent to one side, the left shoulder on top of something if you don't have a block. And then your hand can be facing up. And then your right hand is just softly on the ground, your shoulder too. So there's just a little lift of the left shoulder up and the right knee. Now you rest here for a couple breaths. Soft breaths in and out. Relaxing the lips, relaxing the back of the eyes. Alright, lovely friends. Now, bring your forearms back. I have another option in this one. Try to bend your back, your left knee. Just try. And notice what happens in your pelvis, okay? So there's this lift of the pubic bone off the ground. Now we're going to do two opposite forces. The right knee try to slide further away from the hip, the knee that is bent, and let the right foot relax. Even if it's trying to extend, that's okay. Let that leg. Now do me a favor, as you slowly, very gently, start to kind of tuck your tailbone under. If this is impossible because of your hip, you lower the left leg a little more. Okay, you're gonna use your hamstring. Otherwise, if it feels okay, you stay here and you hold for a few breaths. Now, if you think and if you know that your body can do it, I want the right arm going all the way to the left. As you drop your head down, bring your left hand and hold your left foot towards your butt. So your heel's going towards your butt. Now, there's a lot of stretch happening here. You just do it if you know that your body, we're still very cold, if you know that your body can do this, okay? If you think, oh no, I can do that with my knee or my hip, so don't try it, stay where I ask you to stay. And then you take a few more breaths. One more gentle breath. And then we surrender our left foot. You bring both forearms on the ground. And then you slide the right leg. Now we have the leg straight, the pubic bone down. Shoulders roll back, top of the head is facing the sky. You are in a Sphinx pose, guys. Now this is easier for you to try to tuck the tailbone under, engaging the bottom part of your body, and take another breath here. And then we exhale, we slowly slide down with the body, and then the hands go underneath the shoulders. And then we lift one more time. This time you use your hands. We go back to our tabletop. Same tabletop here, knees and hips, wrists and shoulders. We're going to press the floor away with a very angry cat. Look towards the belly. Breathe in and out through your nose. Take another breath here. All right, drop your forearms on the ground. Sink into your hips, sink into your shoulders. Notice how it feels. Being very gentle. You can look forward if you want. I recommend to you to look down this one. Perfect. We're going to go back to our hands. Now we're going to do the same thing in the other side. Use your prop. If you have anything to make yourself higher, even a chair is okay. So now we're going to stretch here. We're straightening the right leg. So the foot is not in, guys. I know you're going to feel different stretches here, but I want your toes to face forward so your whole foot is on the floor. I want your whole foot on the floor, okay? Now block in the left hand, and then the right arm reaches up. Pressing the left knee down, tuck a little bit your tailbone under, and then you reach, and then you reach, and the palm of your hand is facing the floor. And you keep aligning as you open the right side rib cage and separate the shoulder from the hip, separate the toes from the hip, and then you take another breath. And then the hand reaches down, the right hand reaches down, right knee comes down to the floor. Slide your left knee away from you. Okay, we come down to the floor now with the hips. Remember, so a lot of people like to stay this way. I recommend you to slide the knee away from the hip and away from you, so it creates like a 90-degree angle here with your hip and your leg and the mat. Now with my prop and my other shoulder, so my right shoulder is going to be supported by the block. I have my hand to the side. My other hand can be wherever it feels good. So you have that lift, you have that twist, and you breathe. Relax your legs. Relax your neck. Relax your eyes. Another deep breath in. Perfect. Now we're going to press here the arms. Come back up in the forearms. Now remember, we're going to try this. Slowly you bend that knee. Ooh. Ooh, I'm feeling a lot in this one. All right, now it can be a lot already in this one. You can either lower and stay here, or you can lift and tuck and see how it feels in that, ooh, in that quad. Oh, it's a lot, guys. Now, if you wanted to go with me, what we're going to do is having right arm, left arm underneath, okay? And then the right hand grabs that right foot. You are in a crazy pretzel right now. So if this is too much, don't go there. If you're gonna force your shoulder, if you're gonna force too much of especially your pelvis. If your pelvis are really not aligned because you're very close in that right leg, in that quad, in that hip flexor, you stay where we were before. We're just gonna take a moment or two here. And then you release. You bring both arms down to the floor. Let's find our Sphinx again. Pressing the forearms down, top of the head faces the sky. You breathe in and out through your nose. And then we lift, slowly walk the knees to the front, having the knees apart a little bit. And then bring one block, or if you need the help of the blanket too, we're just going to have the block supporting our forehead in that child's pose. So, surrender your forehead, especially the between your eyebrows. You surrender your forehead right there. What I like to do in my child's pose when I'm a little cold or if I need, now this one you can because your head is up. So use your arms and have them rest to your sides. And then really comfortable, let your shoulders support and surrender. Remember, my friends, that if sitting in your heels is too much, you can bring something between them, or you can move your head all the way down to the floor and having the hips higher. All right? You know that already. Take a few more breaths here. All right, now stay with me. We're going to do something for the shoulder. You can slide your block forward because we're going to still use it like that or lower. Maybe lower. Just lower your block to the lowest level here. And you don't have to have your blanket. I'm just making it more comfortable for you guys if you have very hard blocks. All right, so now you come forward. You slide your legs back. And then we're going to cross arms. Cross one, cross the other. So elbows kind of stay in level. Tuck your toes for now. Just have your toes tucked. Feel the opening sensation in your ankles. There's so many muscles, so many joints, so many bones in your foot that just by doing the dorsiflexion, you're already giving so much care for your foot, okay? Just being here, tucking, and then we're going to slide the hands, guys. Slide in the hands as much as you can go. Away, so elbows are moving away. Oh, and my block. I need to readjust my block. So, and then your head can be down. So some of you are going to need your block to be higher, like me in this moment. So, I cross, and then I let my forehead surrender. And then now you can point your toes. Relax. I know some of you are saying, how can I relax in this pose? I'm feeling too much in my shoulders. Well, take yourself back a little notch if you're feeling too much. Now, feeling the edge of a stretch is normal. As long as you can breathe, and as long as you can melt your body, the rest of your body, nothing's tensing. If you can do that, you are in the edge of your stretch. Relaxing the belly. It's a great pressure point right between the eyebrows. It's a great pressure point to release any tension in your brain, in your head, in the vessels. All right, take one more breath. Perfect. Slide your hands back again. Now remember which arm you did first because, yeah, I had my left over my right. Now you can move the block for a second or two and relax the head down. And trying to grab one feet at a time or both. If you cannot reach for your foot, that's fine, maybe another time. Or you can use a belt or anything that you can. But the intention here is not to bring your heel to your butt, is to bring kind of outside, okay? And if this causes a lot of uncomfort in your low back, you don't have to be there. Now, without forcing your pubic bone down, just hold here, see how you can notice what you can notice in your pelvis. Take another breath. And then start to tuck your tailbone under. And then you're gonna feel, ooh, the stretch in your quads. And then we exhale, we release. Beautifully. One hand at a time, you lift your chest, and then we're gonna go there again. Now this time my right arm is over on top, and my left, I'm gonna bring my block back here. And then we go to the same pose, just stretch the shoulder blades, just stretch the front and the back of the shoulders. Relaxing your toes. Relaxing your belly. And the back of your legs. Take 2 or 3 more breaths here, guys. Slowly unfold from that pose. And then you bring your hands underneath, tuck your toes, lift your chest. And then with a nice and gentle, you do the same child's pose. But now, remember what I said? You can bring in this child's pose anything that you need. I'm gonna fold my blanket. And I'm gonna make very comfortable for my belly. Okay, and then I have my block in front of me that I can lower my forehead this way or this way, is up to you. And then you do what feels good in your arms. You can reach forward, you can relax your shoulders better here if you want, if you prefer. And then you breathe. Already you can notice the opening in your shoulders. Already you can notice the opening, the easier to stay in a pose when the juice, you know, when I say the juice, it's the fluid that the joints need, that all those tissues and joints and the connected tissue needs to make your body feel more comfortable. And that's why yoga makes us feel so good in the end, with the stretches, with the moving. That's juice producing and opening all the parts that we feel so tight. You take a few more moments here. I think my music is really loud, so I'm gonna lower down, otherwise you can hear me. All right. Now we get away from the pose when you're ready, okay? And then we're gonna just flow a little bit in our mats if you're ready for this. We're gonna do a little flow here, very slow. We're gonna press the hands down. Take a deep breath in and then swing the hips side to side. If it feels good to keep your toes tucked, you do that. And then just swing side to side. Notice what you notice in the low back and the hip joints and the outer hips. All right. Now instead of just bringing side to side, you bring forward two, and then sideways, and then backways. And then just one time to the other side. All right. Now with your toes tucked, you lift your butt up to the sky and you reach and you breathe. And then you try to straighten your legs just for one time, and then you bend again. Or maybe you're stretching the back of the legs by just surrendering your heels slowly towards the ground. You take a few more. Notice your foot, if the arcs are trying to go down or if it's more of the outer foot. Now surrender your left knee on the ground and step your right foot on the outside, guys. So we're gonna start with, and that's not a fart noise, this is the mat underneath, okay? Make some weird noises. All right, now the right foot is out. We are in a lizard pose. You can use your blocks or your blanket or your pillows, wherever you're using, and then maybe the left forearm can go down. Well, what I need today is a little higher, so, ooh, my hips feel this. So you just gently go where the body allows you to go. And then you take another breath here. Deeply breathing, soften the neck, soften the shoulders. All right, ready? Now here, just have the block to the side because you might need to use it as we move to this pose. Slide your right foot out. And then you're gonna drop your butt, your left side butt. You can straighten that left leg, or see, if this is too much, you can have the block underneath you, okay? It's a little less intense of a stretch. You can straighten that left leg. The upper leg can be closer to you as much as that outer hip can take it. I prefer without the block for my body, all right? Now the hand can go, the right hand can go back and the left hand can be on the side. The right knee can be going down or towards you. Notice how it feels, the sensation. And then you start to kind of twist the body a little bit. See my right elbow bent now. And I'm twisting and I'm breathing. And then you bring it back. Now here, guys, the intention of this pose is for you to sink into that left shoulder and try to feel this opening in the left side waist. It will depend on your body, your height, your lengthening your arm, your torso length. Take another breath here. And then we're going to slowly, gently bending that back, that front, the leg that is straight. And then you come to a seated position. Now, right leg is supported by the left leg, okay? I'm gonna stay here so I can kind of move around my mat. So this can be a log pose and this can be very intense for the outer hip. What you can do is not having the leg crossing, is having your foot on the ground. If you wanna go deeper, you slide the foot in so kind of knees got stacked. It can be very intense for the hip. I'm gonna turn around. See, my leg is stacked on top of the other. So the hinge about my bone and my hip joint, I have a very big bone in that. So that's why I don't have a lot of mobility in my outer hip. I can never do a split facing forward. Doesn't matter how flexible my joints are, my bone to bone doesn't let me do it. So be very gentle when you're practicing yoga. You see a lot of people doing crazy stuff, but maybe your body can't because of your structure, all right? So here, be gentle. If you need anything between your knee and your other, or having a block or something underneath that will make this pose easier. And then fingers by your sides. And what I like to do in this pose is just swing side to side with my torso. Having something else to focus instead of my hip. And then I take another breath. The only thing I don't advise you doing this pose if you have knee issues, if it hurts to have your knees this way. If it's harder to have your knees this way, you stretch your legs, you stretch your leg a little bit more, okay? And then we take another breath. And then we're gonna move to the same place we were before. We're gonna turn it around. And then having both knees on the floor and coming down to the mat. Take a nice breath in and lift the chest and the legs off the floor. So now we're lifting our hearts off the mat. We're lifting our legs. Feeling here the back muscles really engaging for you to do this. But soften your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back and lift your heart maybe a little bit more. And then we exhale, press back. Now we're going to do the other side, guys. Let's do a downward dog first. As we reach the butt up. As we're trying to stretch one leg at a time. Noticing again your feet. And then we surrender the right knee and step the left foot all the way to the outside of the hand. Use your block if you want. If you want, you can keep in your hands, okay? I like to plant the front of my foot down on the floor. And then you take a few moments here. Another gentle breath. All right, remember the next pose, we can use the block underneath or not. So you kind of know where to go. As we move here, okay? Right side of your butt down to the floor. Right leg trying to be straight. Right arm also straight as you sink into your hip, just so you can notice here the stretch on the side. I still have a tag in my shirt, I think. Alright, now remember, now I have a little more hard time with that knee because I had an injury more than one time in that knee. So you can move it out, you can move it in, notice how it feels. And then left fingertips go all the way back. Now, instead of just moving back and dropping the butt, I don't want you to drop the butt. I want you to just stay in your side. The left hip is lifting and moving you forward, okay? Now you can just do the same thing with your chest. Now your chest is pivoting towards the sky as you kind of open your shoulder a little more. And then we exhale. Now you can surrender again. Surrendering to the right side, sinking to the right shoulder. Take a moment or two here. We're almost done, guys. And then we slide the right foot in, so we bend in that knee. We help ourselves to come to a seated position. And then see, you can have your legs like this. It's not too much for the hips. And then you have a support underneath your left, or if you want, you can have that leg up. Ooh. Or you can slide your foot out so both knees get stacked, and then fingertips on the sides. And then if you want to move side to side. Now there's the difference between muscles, tissues, and bones, the range of motion of them. Like I said, my hips are not made to open out, so this particular pose is really hard in my body. But I know where I can go. This is as much of a stretch that I can take. And I try to breathe through it and try to make it a little less uncomfortable. And then you take another breath in and out. All right, we unlock the legs. We're bringing both forearms down to your mats. And then we're going to do one more time. Hands underneath the shoulders, lifting the chest, lifting the legs. Breathe, roll the shoulders back. All right, as a last pose, before we get comfortable in our Shavasana, bring your blocks close by if you want to use them. because now your shoulders are kind of open enough if you want to use them, okay? Remember that pose, that elbows go down, the forehead reaches down, knees and hips almost leveled, and then the hands can go back, thumbs can touch the back of the neck, or you can even try to touch your shoulders, it's up to you. Again, this is another pose that you cannot force. If you feel like this is too much, remove the blocks. And then you breathe into the belly. And the chest. And the armpits. And the back. And you take one more breath here. Start to press your knees, rounding your back, straightening your arms, coming back one bone at a time. Woo-hoo! Awesome job, guys. Again, sorry, one thing before Shavasana. We go down, and if you have one block, you're going to use that block. We're going to lift as high as you can lift your pelvis. I'm going to use my highest level in my block. Did you hear this? I'm going to use it. If you feel like you can, you have this expansion and there's no pain in your back, you can try this. Otherwise, you bring to the second level in your block. What I like about this one, I have a very soft block, and what does here is that the smallest part of your block is pressing kind of your sacrum, you know, almost like your tailbone and sacrum. So it gives me a beautiful release. I have sometimes pain in my sacrum for overdoing, okay? And this helps me a lot to surrender my belly, to surrender everything here that we might tense so much every day. Relaxing the hips, the hip flexors, you can surrender them. And then you can drop your arms to the sides and just stay for a few more breaths as you breathe in and out through your nose, lengthen your neck, soften your eyes. One more deep breath in. All right, use your feet. Now we're gonna lift high and bring to the lowest level of our blocks. If you have them, otherwise you have a pillow underneath, that helps. We're gonna reach the legs up, extending if it feels good, and then point your toes, and then flexing. And then again, plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. Keep doing those. Looking at your beautiful foot. And then maybe sending out and in. Another rotation. All right, we bend the knees, we surrender them. It's time for Shavasana. All right, so I have plenty of stuff to recommend for Shavasana, but if you want an easy one, because we use a lot of the back today, if you want an easy one, you can use your 2 blocks. And I'm expecting some of you to have blocks because we talked about it. They are really cheap and then can make wonders for your practice. If you don't have them, go buy. I know TJ Maxx have, Marshalls have them, so it's probably $5. And then look at how lazy I am, guys. I'm trying not to move all the way. So I have my blocks to the highest level supporting my knees, okay? Some of you are gonna need the blocks to support more of the back. If you feel like this is what you want, please do it. And then make sure your body's warm and having a blanket to cover you. Wherever is easy for you to arrive in a comfortable place. Usually, us, when we're ready to relax, there's a big sigh out when you find that place. You know, when you go into bed and you're so tired and you're ready to go to bed, you do a sigh out like, I actually can just surrender and let go. And that's what I want you to do. Surrender, let go. Having the head do some movement if your neck is still stiff before you went to Shavasana. Opening and closing your mouth, squinting your eyes, move them up and down. Sometimes we forget about our face. We move our bodies but forget sometimes the face, the jaw. And then we stay still, friends. We stay still for a few moments, for a few more minutes. Allowing the body to focus in the present and to release into all the opening that you did today. Notice the front of the body, notice the back of the body. Notice the joints in your shoulders and your fingers. From the toes to your ankles, ankles to knees, knees to hips, hips to shoulders, shoulders to chest, chest to belly, belly back to your knees, front of the knees, front of your feet, again to the bottom of your feet, to the back of your knees, to your glute muscles, to your low back, to your mid back, upper back, around your shoulders, down to your fingers, to the palms of your hands, to the back of your arms, to your chest, belly, hips, all the way to your knees, all the way to your ankles and toes. You keep going from the back of the body, up to your head, down to your face, down to your fingers, to your belly, to your hips, knees. So you keep going around from the posterior and the anterior part of your body, forward and back. Keep relaxing until it becomes organic for you to just let go. All of it. Relaxing the back of your eyes. Melting your lips. Let's go back to the beginning of those words that I read today for you guys. Being thankful for everything, even for the overwhelming sensations that might help take you to come to your mats. Being thankful for everything that happens, everything that you feel. Without a label, good or bad, just be thankful for it. you stay in your position, you stay in your Shavasana for as long as you can, as long as you need, as long as it can suit the body. I'm super thankful for you, as I said in the beginning. Thank you so much for always being here, always practicing, always being open to open the body and the mind. Happy November, everybody. I wish you deep peace. Namaste.